Hello, Leo. Welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. So, Pussycat Nation, 2023 is around the corner. We're going to see what's going on, what could be going on for you. I'm going to look at a few different elements for you. I'm going to look at first with the Starseed Oracle deck, sort of like your soul's journey, your soul's path, what's going on with the greater part of your soul. And then I'm going to go into the wild, unknown archetype, oracle, and tarot. And with those, I'm going to look at the cycle you are closing off, like you're ending that, you're done with it, finish with that cycle, and the cycle that you're opening up or diving into more deeply than you've already done up to this point. I hope the lighting is okay. I didn't turn any of the lights on. I actually have 3 lights for this room so I don't have like weird shadows on my face. But there's so much ambient light coming in, reflecting off of the snow, the fresh snow that we have outside right now. It looked like it'd be okay, so I'm gonna try it. If it's a little bit dark and shadowy, I'm sorry. So, oh yes, I didn't tell you as well. At the end, I'm going into the Kipper decks here. So I know not everybody likes the Kipper because it can be very specific. What's the underline after your pre-shuffle? Is a wealthy man concerned. So I don't know, maybe there could be a wealthy man who is concerned about you, or maybe you're a wealthy man and you have concerns. Right? Like, it's very specific. All right, let's get started. I felt like there was a joke there, but it didn't come, so I don't know. Let's see, Leos, my pussycat, Leos. Speaking of pussycats, if you didn't, you could go see on my channel. It would be 2 videos, second video prior to this one. Larry Pussycat, aka Abados, goes outside and checks out the snow for the first time this morning. He was out there quite a bit, in and out, in and out, in and out, and that stopped. And he has not returned, and he's looked. He's not going. He's curled up in the warmest place. I think the cold got into his wee bones. I'm gonna have to cuddle him. Got into his wee bones, the cold. So you have to cuddle him. Yeah, he's not going back out there. It's almost like he's looking at it. And I think he's playing that song by Alanis Morissette. Isn't it ironic? Because now he's completely camouflaged with all the snow for the squirrels. But no, he's not going back out there. He's not doing it. Which is funny because this morning he seemed like quite interested. And I think he's processed it all and decided, no, I don't think so. I think he's going to wait for it to go away. I don't know that he realizes. Well, he probably doesn't. He's got a good 4 to 6 months. That it's kind of funny. All right, Leo. Spiritual journey, spiritual path, spiritual growth next year. What is the big thing for you, Leo? Spiritually speaking. I remember. Ooh. Soul plan, the fated life verse the destiny life. Wow, I like it. It feels so deep, like all of a sudden you have a profound kind of moment where you're like, now I know why I'm here. Now I know what I'm supposed to be doing. Now I know why this has all happened. So that I could da-da-da-da-da. So it just kind of feels like kind of a profound point for you next year. Like, you hit your... Okay, I feel like you're already on some sort of fated path. And, well, we all really kind of are, aren't we? But I feel like you're on the fated path that's talking about, you know, this destiny. The fate to me is kind of, you know, what's written in the stars. You're meant to be going in a certain direction. You're meant to experience a certain thing. But what do you do with that? You know, that's the destiny part. That's up to you to start making choices, taking actions. And it feels like whatever path you've been on, you're about to carve your destiny on it. And it just feels like, this is the right thing for me. This is what I'm supposed to be doing right now. And I remember. So it is like a deep soul recollection. I feel like, too, if there's been anything that... you've wondered or second guessed about decisions and choices that you've made, it's just like, you know, that all goes away. Because if you hadn't made those choices or decisions, you wouldn't find yourself ready to carve out this destiny in 2023. Oh, it's not time yet. Things are being woven. Trust the timing. Wow, isn't that crazy? And then portal and earth pulsing. Wow, you guys have 4 underline cards. Wait, trust the timing. It's not time yet. Things are being woven. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. Portal, doors are opening. You decide. Rewards, wild card. Earth pulsing. Pulse of the mother, slow down. Time in nature. So I kind of feel like with that underline, I feel like in 2023, you guys might be a little bit anxious to get going on something. You might be a little bit anxious to discover something. You might be a little bit anxious to start a project, to do something. But so it definitely feels like, for sure, there's 3 distinct cards here telling you to hang on, just relax, honey. You've got 3 cards talking about time and wait. That's crazy. Wait, it's not yet time. Trust the timing. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. Earth pulsing. Pulse of the mother, slow down. Time in nature. So ground yourself, because you're going to, I'm not going to lie, I feel like you're just going to feel edgy. You're going to feel like you're missing an opportunity. You're missing out. You haven't done what you're supposed to do. It's unfolding. It's being woven for you. You're on this fated path. Whatever it is that you're meant to do, I don't know if it's a relationship, it's a career, it's a project, it's something you want to learn or explore. I don't know. It's not really said here, but it is something important to you, to the fact that you have to be told 3 times to just with the time. So I feel like the best thing for you is to get into nature as often as you can. If it's leaning against a tree in a cement parking lot, a tree in a cement bed, if that's the closest thing you can find to nature, do it. Lean into that tree, feel the wood, feel the pulse of the life force moving through that tree. Walk into the forest, give yourself time. It looks like, I want to say that you probably exhaust all efforts to not feel anxious by doing anything except nature. Like somehow nature is the one thing for you that's going to allow you to just, you know, everything is good, everything is unfolding, because it is. I just feel like nature is the natural thing here. We are part of nature, but we are so separated from it that produces anxiety in itself, that we are perpetually trying to keep at bay, even if it gets to the point where it's just like secondhand nature. We're not really aware of it, but we are, because it's not a natural environment. We've been domesticated, we've been put into our little cages. And yeah, so when extra anxiety builds up on that, you really start to feel it. So it's like, get yourself in nature. Oh yeah, everything is right with the world, everything is okay. Wait, 2023 is like, wait, Leo. And doesn't fire signs just love to hear that? Fire and air signs. I know. Earth and water seem to be a little bit better with fire signs. Wait. Oh, 3 times. Okay. What are you closing off? Wouldn't it be nice if it was like waiting or patience or something? And what are you opening up? I'm going to put Christmas lights in the back now. Christmas lights in the front. And all this snow has inspired me. I found Christmas lights. I wanted to, and I'm not going to go out and buy them. My mom had already been out and she said, you wouldn't believe the price of Christmas lights this year. So I thought, okay, I'm not going to. I'm not even going to look. But then I found 4 boxes of 50 lights. They're indoor, outdoor. I think I had them when I used to buy a real Christmas tree for my son, and then he wanted the fake tree that already had lights. So I could put them all around the railing. So excited to do that. Anyways, we'll get back to you now. So, Leo, closing off and opening up for 2023. Judge. You're closing off the Judge. I feel like a period of judgment of yourself. You're closing off a period of judging yourself, of being the harshest critic of all. The harder critic than anyone else has been. You are that. I think a lot of us are really. The Judge. I don't know, maybe you have to go see a judge too. Maybe you have to go see a judge and you'll close that off. Or maybe you are in the process of seeing a judge. It's really unique, isn't it? There might be something that you're resolving legally. Might be something you're resolving legally. There might be something you need to resolve legally. But you will. It'll all get done in 2023. So whether this is something that you were like, I don't even know, Cindy, I'm going to go see a judge. Maybe. But it'll get resolved to be okay. You close it off. So I'm hearing no prison times. So what are you opening up? The seed. Oh, it's mine. I just felt like overwhelmed, anxious. You're opening up the seed, but you want it to grow right away. God, you're like a little kid at Christmas. I don't know what it is. What could it be for you? The tarot will tell us. The tarot will tell. Pray tell, tarot, what is it? There's something here that you are really eager. This, like the seed has been planted. I want it to grow. I want it to grow. I want it to grow. It reminded me of my son. He ordered this special arm. I don't know what you call it. For his monitor. And it kept saying like it's coming on this, between this day and that day. And he said, it's coming earlier. It's coming every day. And I swear, like every 2 hours. Is it here yet? Is it here yet? And he'd be looking. I'm like, it's like watching a boiling pot. That's what I'm getting like. Or trying to watch a pot until it boils. It takes forever. And right, you have like, be patient. Just wait 3 times. The seed. Oh, it's spinning almost. I want to be careful. Watch your mind in 2023, Leo. You're really excited about something or you're anxious about it and your mind could kind of take it away here on you. Just the seed. I'll give you the advice I gave my son. Because the day it was supposed to come, it never came. And I told him, it almost never happens that way when I order stuff. I ordered it off of Amazon. Sometimes. It's pretty rare. And I could just see the disappointment every day he would come home from school. Is it here? Is it here? No, it's not here. And I said to him, it was like that night he was going to bed. And he said to me, he said, I know it's coming tomorrow. I know it's coming tomorrow. And I said, you need to just relax about it because you want it so bad that you're pushing it away. Like energetically, your anxiousness about it is pushing it away. You need to just forget about it. I don't know if he could. He never mentioned it again when he got up the next day. And it came. Yeah, it came. It came while he was at school. So I put it at the front. And so as soon as he came home, he went, oh, what is that? I said, it's it, right? It's almost like that. It's like the minute you just like put it away. I don't know what this is. You're eager. You're anxious to do it. If the seed has been planted, know that. The seed has been planted. You are on this path. You're not getting off of it. And whatever this is, it's going to grow. Just don't stare at it all day, every day. Oh, the underworld. There's a magic sort of alchemy going on for you in that seed. Look at this. This is like all the nutrients underground for the seed, right? There's also a lot of obstacles for this little thing too. There's a lot of energetic obstacles around your seed. I just heard a whole bunch of Leos say, yeah, why wouldn't there be, Cindy? Why wouldn't there be? I know, Leo. I've been with you guys for quite a while. But there's organic matter is being broken down here into nutrients for the seed. Don't fuss with it. Don't fuss with this seed, Leo. Let it happen. Let it grow. It's getting the nutrients it needs, but in that process, it's also growing around a lot of other obstacles. You know why? Because there's a lot of nutrients there. Your seed has been planted in an area with a lot of nutrients. So I do feel like there's a lot of value to whatever this is that you really want to get, you want to go towards, you want to make, you want to find, you want to achieve. And because of that, there's sort of like almost competitive energy that this seed needs to work through the nutrients. Oh, it's not, it's a funny message. But for those of you that are like a job or a partner or something like that, it's not, I just want to clarify, it's not coming through like that. Like this person needs to work through a lot of other people before they meet you, or you need to go to like a dozen job interviews until you find the right one. I'm not getting that at all. I'm getting just like energetically, there's a lot of valuable nutrients here for this seed, which means when it does get past, break through the surface, it's going to have quite significant growth, you know, and the roots are going to be deep. The roots are going to be deep and really intertwined. So it's like not something that could become a tower moment down the way that could break down, could fall apart. Like it's having a really solid foundation. Is it just me? Or does it seem like it's getting darker in here? Where's the cat? Okay. I'm going to turn the lights on. It seems like it got darker. Maybe the clouds got, oh, everybody's sleeping. Poor Larry is out like a light. Really a lot for him to process. Oh, I am on this side of the camera now. Hi. There, turn all the lights on. Okay. Sweet, the two of them sleeping. My little white spirit animals. Okay. I didn't plan it. Actually, growing up, I had black and gray animals. It's kind of funny. So as an adult, they're white. They're matchy-matchy, which is kind of good, I guess, in terms of shedding. But neither one of them seem to shed. I don't know why Larry doesn't shed much. I think it's because his fur's still growing from when he got shaved down in Egypt when he was taken off the streets, the vat. So maybe once it gets full length, it'll fall out more. I don't know. All right, now we're going into the Wild Unknown Oracle. Let's take a look here, Leo. The Judge, the Seed, I remember. The Judge, the Seed. God, it's like you. It's almost like you're the seed. You're the seed about to sprout. It's like you're the seed, as is your dream or your wish for yourself, you know, and they're both kind of intertwined in this. Coming up. You're getting the nutrients you need. Don't rush it. The Judge, the Crow, the Seed, oh, the Hummingbird out of the darkness like nobody's business. I remember. Oh, the Otter. I think you're going to meet someone from your past. I remember the Otter. You know what the other thing is? It's such a sweet message. I remember being happy. It's because the Otter's the happiest little guy in the deck. I remember being happy. I remember expecting good things. Please, Leo. Been on a trip with you guys for a while. If you're new to my channel and it's the first time you've tuned into a Leo reading, oh, my poor Leo nation. I feel like they've just had, like, they've taken it. They've taken it the last 3 years, almost 4. And we've been getting some better energy. We've been getting some nice shifts. I'm seeing that here. I'm seeing that here. Oh, it's so beautiful. I really like this little soul part. I get to, like, I always feel like this Otter's looking for his friend. It's funny. There's something that knocks my little brass plate every once in a while when I say something, and it's almost like a confirmation. I don't know if it picked that up. But there is that feeling, but it is also because he's the happy little guy in the deck. He expects good things. Every day is a great day. I remember. I love that. Oh, the starfish is at the bottom. And the swan. Reflecting your way. No, reflecting Yes, reflecting your way through healing. Reflecting your way through healing. So deep reflection of yourself through healing. The Crow and the Judge. You're leaving this behind. You're closing off this cycle. It really does come across to me as self-judgment. But, you know, how it ties in. Now, it doesn't come in as like a really, you know, being abusive to yourself in your mind. I know maybe there's some of that going on there. I mean, we all can slip into that. Oh, you're such an idiot. Why did you do that? Or why, you know, like that kind of stuff. This feels a little bit more like on a deeper level here, like self-judgment, reflecting on yourself through healing, right? Like if you add those two together, it actually kind of, it's a very healthy way of looking at oneself here. So you're completing that. Like you're kind of, I want to say, you've looked at yourself in as many different ways as you possibly could. You've really seen yourself for who you are, what you've done, and what you could create still. Great. Because the hummingbird, oh, jeez. The hummingbird keeps darkness away without any effort. You know, it's such a high frequency and resonance. It's just like strong, bright, white light, high vibration, keeps this darkness away at all times. But like what I'm seeing here is this darkness is kept away because of a lot of like self-reflection that's gone on. But what are we thinking about too? Like the seed is doing a journey through darkness and it doesn't know really what's at the top, what to expect up there above the soil. And then when the seed does germinate and move past the soil, I mean, it never goes back down into the ground again. The root system is formed, that's it. So that in a way, like that darkness doesn't come in again. I cannot figure out why I'm so thirsty. I don't know what I ate today. I was really thirsty in Cancer's reading. Actually, I wasn't really thirsty outside of either of the readings. So that's weird. Weird. The reading is making me thirsty. The room? What's this? The Son of Cups. Here's a drink of water. The Son of Cups. All right, let's see what the tarot has to say about this stuff, man. I am also getting to with the Otter and I Remember is if there's something that's kind of deviated you from your path for a little bit here, you know, like something a little more difficult that you've had to focus on and work through, it's like, right? Like that, I really kind of see that come to an end. And all of a sudden you remember like, yeah, this is, I wanted to do this stuff. Or, oh yeah, I want, like there's a recollection that starts to come back about, these are happier things for yourself. Judgment with the Judge. Wow. The Five of Cups. The Two of Pentacles. Closing this off. So I'm going to say that you're either having some sort of a profound new beginning right now, or you're going to have one in 2023. And then you have it. Like you close that off. So yeah, Five of Cups, Two of Pentacles. If there's been a lot of disappointments kind of holding you back, disappointing yourself, I'm also getting in this. That's finished. You're finished with that. You're finished judging yourself. I love that. You got Judge and Judgment. You're meant to rise again. And the Seed. That's crazy. So, the Seed with the Hummingbird, the Emperor, will you ever rise? The Mother of Swords, and the Three of Swords. What is this? This is like, oh, feels like, what's the word I'm looking for? Confronting something. This really feels like confronting something here. Okay. Otter, I remember. The Two of Wands. Yeah, it's almost like remembering your dreams again. The Six of Pentacles and the Chariot. I remember what it feels like to be balanced and move forward like that every day. What is this over here with the Seed? The Hierophant is at the bottom. So the Crow, in this case, was associated with, well, I associate it with your third eye, but I want to say it's related to some sort of deep reflection. Seeing yourself forward. And then the Hierophant comes out, and it's the Crow again. But now he's on a key. It's like you have the key to knowledge. You have the information that you needed to now move forward. But what is it? Emperor? You're bringing light to darkness. You're coming into the light from darkness. But you're confronting something here. I'm going over here first. Everything else is super, super clear. The cycle you're going into. The Seed. All good things take time. Yeah, you got time 3 times. The Three of Wands. Expectation. Manifesting. Is it coming in? It's coming in. Oh, the Seed. Yeah, you're waiting for this. It obviously represents a lot of different things for a lot of you. The Hummingbird, the Magician, and the Mother of Pentacles. You have 2 Mother cards here. Magician and the Mother of Pentacles. I want to get it all out. The Emperor, the Father of Wands, Justice, the Six of Pentacles. There's somebody, I'm going back to that again because the Six of Pentacles and the Emperor, it's right, the Six of Pentacles is over here. And one of the things that I felt like, because it's like you're confronting something. To correct something with justice. I remember it felt like a friend, you know, like they're an acquaintance or something. Like seeing someone off in the distance, like, oh, I remember you. Like it's a weird, the way that came through. I can't help but continue to feel that as the clarifiers are coming out. The Mother of Swords. Again, the Two of Wands, another card that's connecting with the Otter, and I remember. Both these, Six of Pentacles, Two of Wands, and the Two of Pentacles. You have that over here for Judge and Judgment. The Three of Swords. Daughter of Wands, the Page of Wands, and the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, this section feels really strongly like confronting something. But it's not confronting something in terms of, oh, hey, you, I remember you. I remember what you did to my sister, or something like that. You're confronting some sort of feelings here about something. Some of you, it could be with a mother, a motherly figure. It could be someone who's a mother. Like you have the Mother card here twice. It could be someone's mother. Doesn't have to be yours. It's like trying to communicate, I want to say like a misunderstanding, or create a better communication process here. To get something to grow. The seed is planted, you want it to grow. So there's something that you want to grow more. And it feels like it's somehow connected to someone that you're going to run into again, I want to say, in 2023. Because it's like, oh, I remember you. And I don't, when you read tarot and you always say, yeah, this somebody from your past, people are like, oh my God, I don't want to marry. No, this is like, well, who would you say that to? Oh, I remember you. Almost like maybe somebody you knew for a short period of time, or somebody you met at somebody else's function. It's odd like that. And I don't know if this person, I kind of feel like that perhaps this individual, this person, serves as, I guess you sense or you feel or you know, that this is kind of to get the seed out of the ground, to get something growing here, is with someone. And I want to say there are some happy memories here, because the otter is happy. Like, you would be happy to see this person. This person is part of your soul's path here. The otter. This little guy is looking like out, hopefully and expectedly. The Seven of Cups, but confusedly. I remember. What do you remember? What are you going to remember? The Six of Wands and the Wheel of, oh, Jesus. How to make things successful for yourself again. You're going to remember how to be successful again. I'm saying again because you've probably had success in your life at some point. But the Wheel of Fortune is like, well, to get that, like to change your circumstances. I remember. The otter is confused, but you're going to remember. Success. The road to success. The specific path for you. But I honestly feel like you're opening up something here with someone. Like talking about disappointments. I also want to say for some of you, with this seed that you're anxious about, in the time period that you're waiting for something to start or get going, I feel like you might start to assess some of the dreams that you had for yourself in the past as you change through time. And some of these dreams you may put on hold or cut out completely. And then I kind of see you looking here as like, what are the things that have really kind of broken you or disappointed you or hurt you? I see you talking about these. And when you talk about it, it creates a new plan for yourself. It's almost like you release this, you get rid of it, and that actually takes the darkness away. The Two of Wands. The Ten of Swords, the Ace of Swords. Yeah, well, there you go. There's an end to something and something brand new instead. That's an end to an old way of thinking and a brand new way of thinking. I remember success. I like that. The Six of Pentacles. So you might even be getting some kind of a win here in life in 2023. And you know what? That win, whether it's a big one or a small one, is kind of the thing you needed to feel like, damn, yeah, I remember what this felt like again. God, you got Judgment, the Ten of Pentacles, and the High Priestess. There's the Judgment card again. This kind of feels like knowing how to make success with what it is that you have in front of you. But this is like, yeah, remember, because judgment. You're getting like a second chance at something here in life. The Chariot. The Tower. The Chariot. Holy shit. Nothing gonna hold you back. I mean, it could be a little earth-shattering, to be honest. Wow. And having this happen a lot lately in the readings where the clarifier doubles up here as the card that it's clarifying. You have two strong points of movement here. Two, what I would say, if you look back on your year, recorded points, recognizable points of strong movement, strong changes. Like you could look back at, let's say, I don't know, with the seed that, you know, you want to start a new work project for yourself. We'll just keep it pretty simple and basic. You will look back even after you've completed this project and you will always remember, like, I don't know, Saturday, June the 25th, I don't even know if it falls on a Saturday, 2023, that's the day that I did this, this, and that changed everything. It just feels like it's almost well recorded. You wouldn't forget this day. The Judge. The Judge. The Emperor. What is this? Is it really somebody coming in here that you knew? Justice. The Emperor and the Judge. The Emperor and Justice. Like those two go hand in hand, right? Like justice would be served by a judge. And the Emperor is sitting with both of those cards here for you. So you could have had some sort of a leader in your life too, who did you wrong. You're going to witness some sort of judgment on this person. If you were a leader and you did something really wrong, you will witness some sort of judgment upon your person. The Crow. The Lovers. Ah, yes. Okay. I'm looking at this reading and I'm getting the distinct impression, with even some things that I've already said here, that there are going to be very significant dates for you in 2023. Like certain things are going to happen. There's certain things that you're waiting to have happen. And when these things happen, that is an indication of doing something here. Like the energy is cleared. Or, oh, now today's the day to do that. It's like it almost makes logical sense. Like, okay, I'm trying to think of something where let's imagine you're buying a house, right? So I'm trying to remember the last time I did that. You're buying a house. So the day of, the closing day, you're always waiting, right, to get the phone call from the lawyer, the real estate lawyer. So the minute you get the phone call from the real estate lawyer, you go to the real estate lawyer's office, you sign the final paperwork, you pick up the keys, and you go well, you go wherever. Maybe you have to meet the movers at the house that you're still in, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, you wouldn't go to the new house without getting the call from the real estate lawyer to pick up the keys first. That wouldn't make sense. But you see, it's a very simplified way of how I don't feel like it's that. Like, I feel like it's something more synchronistic. Like, you may not necessarily put these two pieces together in that way, but they come together that way. Because it's almost like this Judge with the Emperor, and then you know instinctively that now you make these choices and now you do these things. This is part of remembering your fated path here. So you're closing that off. So it kind of feels like something you've been waiting a while for, I guess. Significant date for something to happen. Judgment. The Seven of Wands. Rising above and beyond needing any defenses, a defense system. No longer like holding yourself back in a defensive way. The Five of Cups. The Four of Pentacles. Wow, this is holding yourself back. And that's very disappointing. It's sad. It makes you sad to hold yourself back. But you're not going to do that anymore. I want to look at the Emperor and the Judge more, but we'll get there in a minute. The Two of Pentacles. Again, it's just like holding back a rebirth, a new beginning. The Nine of Pentacles. It's almost like with the scales of justice here for you that you've been waiting for, like holding yourself back, guarding yourself protectively. What is this Emperor and the Judge? Is the Emperor the Judge? Like, because it would be some sort of leader. What is this Emperor and the Judge? What is this about? The Son of Swords. Swift justice is all I heard there. Swift justice. So, I don't know. You got an interesting ass year. What is this? Time. Time, time, time. Look at all these time cards. Why so much time? Waiting. Time is significant for Leo and waiting. The Six of Swords, because the universe will guide you. No. With the Eight of Pentacles, you are a master of time. A master of perfect timing. You will be guided in perfect timing. You are mastering this. The Eight of Cups at the bottom. Broken-hearted dreams. Interesting. Leo. Oh, we got to do the Kipper. I thought it was done. The Kipper. So, if you don't want to be here for the Kipper, you can go to the extended. Didn't come out right. The long pause was inappropriate. Go do whatever you want, really. Or you can go to the extended if you want. In the extended, I'm going to do, what is the biggest, most unknown cycle to you? I hope you guys can hear that. Otherwise, I keep looking off in the distance for no reason. Stop it. Who's doing this? Who's dinging the... There we go. Biggest, most unknown cycle for you in 2023. Like kind of biggest blind spot. And you know what? I'm going to stop talking and let the cards do it for me. So, Leo, we're going to go into the Kipper. And it may or may not talk about what's already on the table. It could be a completely different area of your life. But we're going to pull out what you're closing off, what you're opening up here. I wanted to say a can of worms, and funny, right? You had the underworld with the worms. And your soul's journey with the Kipper. Gift. You're closing off a gift. Either is this something that you've been waiting to receive or something you've been waiting to give? So you're closing that off. So I guess you'll receive it or you'll give it. I don't think you'll put it on the shelf. What are you opening up? Oh, fuck. Despair. Somebody, Cancer had that. But you got the hummingbird. I think you'll get yourself through it. God. Your soul's journey. Oh. I want 2 cards for this. Oh, what is this? I think that was me, Lily. Okay. I'll show you the cards, but first I want to say the story. It looks like to me that you might be getting a message about someone distant from you whose health isn't particularly good. This person's going to be in your thoughts a lot. So the first card that came out is bad health. So like, I can't just show you that. We need to know more. You know, this is not just pulling off one card and like, let's just guess at it. Bad health, official person, distant horizons and thoughts. So this is almost like an official person to me would be somebody who had some type of authority to tell you this. Like, I don't feel like it would be your mom or your dad or your brother or your sister. This could be, okay, either it could be someone you work with. It could be someone you work with or worked with that is experiencing bad health. Or, like this would be the kind of thing too, like where a doctor might call you, you know, like if you're kind of the next in kin, you're the person who should be notified that somebody's health isn't good, that would come from an official source. But it's distant horizons and thoughts. So I remember, I don't know if it's connected to that, like this person, oh, I remember them. It could be somebody that, I think you feel kind of bad about this. You feel bad about it? A little heartbroken, I'm going to be honest. What's at the bottom? Message of concern. And then we have false person. A message of concern. So I don't know if this person presented themselves falsely to you at some point. Bad health, official person, distant horizon, thoughts. It could just be somebody's mental health. You could get a message from someone and be like, I don't think they're doing so well. You know, like that. Okay, why do you have despair here, right? You have despair in the 3 of Swords and the Page of Wands, which is like a communication card, and the 7 of Pentacles. Why does Leo have despair? I don't feel like you're feeling this for yourself. Despair. The 10 of Wands. The 2 of Wands and the King of Cups. Oh. Well, if you love somebody, tell them now, Leo. I just feel like this is almost as if, like holding back your feelings, or maybe having some sort of regret that you held back your feelings. What is this bad health? I can just see some of you going, why did I stay for the Kipper? The 6 of Pentacles, the 10 of Swords. Oh. Could be mental health. Could be mental health. Mental health as a result of, I don't know, some sort of inequalities going on in somebody's life. You know, this could be your backstory because I see you coming out of that. But it just feels like to me like somebody that you would think about, or that you think about when you get this information. Official person. The 9 of Wands. This person could have military experience. This person could have military experience. Maybe this person is going through PTSD. Is that the right, am I using the right letters for that acronym? There's a real sense of physical and mental exhaustion here. Distant horizons. What was that? What was that? Did you guys see it? It flipped. It was like face up. I don't know how it flipped down. So it hit itself. The 4 of Cups. Yeah, there's a bit of a disappointment here. Thoughts. It could be like a relative or someone that you haven't seen in a long time. Maybe you didn't leave on the best of terms the last time you saw them. Thoughts. The Hierophant and the Knight of Wands. Wow, this is wanting to come in. Really like rush in here. And be sort of like the authority figure here. Message of concern. Message of concern is the underline after all of that. The High Priestess. Well, you might receive this message through a tarot reading. Then I just call the person. Don't fret. Just call them. Find out for sure. The High Priestess. This message, like you don't see it coming. False person. Maybe somebody's affecting this person's mental health. The Page of Cups, the 9 of Cups, the 8 of Swords. God. Okay. This looks like someone... If this is you, take it as you. I see it turning around. I remember how to be happy. I see it turning around. Because it looks like you get a message. If you're not getting the message, I don't know. I guess someone's getting a message about you. So I want to read it as that you get a message. You get a message that you kind of really don't see coming here. Or you get it through an unusual avenue. And again, with the official person, I don't know if this is someone that's been trying to connect, trying to reach you for a while with the 9 of Wands. There is something here about somebody's health. I feel like it's mental health. And I'm going to be quite honest with you too. I feel like for some of you, this person's on their way out. Because you got the 10 of Swords here. Bad health and the 10 of Swords. The 6 of Pentacles, the way this is measuring something and dropping, I'm seeing like an old pharmacist. I'm seeing an old pharmacist. So this could be someone who has either their medications have been mixed up. You know, I'm thinking of like older people. They take a lot of different types of medications and doctors just say, yeah, take this for that and that and that. And if you don't go to the right pharmacist and they don't tell you all the way these things. Anyways, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's almost like, I don't know, this person could have been given bad medicine. And then there's also, I'm getting like mental health. That's the thing that comes in the most strongly. Like, mental health, exhaustion, mental and emotional exhaustion. Distant thoughts, the Four of Cups. So it's almost like this is someone that I think you think about periodically. Like this person's on in the back of your mind for some reason before getting the message. And it does give me the feeling like, I don't know, something didn't quite work out between you, or something is not quite working out for this person. Because it looks like there's a false person here. Oh, it doesn't look like it is. There definitely is. This false person is doing something to hide or eliminate a dream from someone. I want to just say, you got to be careful where you're getting information from and what is being told to you in 2023. Because some of you, I feel like someone could try to sabotage a dream that you have and do this by trying to get you to react to something that might not be happening. Others of you, I feel like if there's a message about somebody's mental health, I think it's because of this false person. There's someone in this person's life that is kind of screwing around with them. Like, right, and then here's the thoughts and the Hierophant and the Knight of Wands. This is like wanting to, like, just, I'm going to go in there and fix this. Like that, the Knight of Wands with the Hierophant. Judgment. Okay. And the Six of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles. You have an interesting year, Leo. I'm going to say it. This is one of the more interesting, like all of the different things. I don't even know what to title this. Like there are so many different things that have come in this reading. Yeah, I mean, I see some victory here for you. Really, honestly do. But I don't know what this part is. Well, I kind of do. I mean, I said it. I don't know who it is for you. Let me see. Can I pull something out? Like, who is this person with the bad health? Who is, how would you know? Oh, the Devil. Judgment came into my hand again. The Devil and the Page of Pentacles. It's like this person is trapped in something that makes them feel small. They don't have the experience, or they're learning as they go to get past or beyond some sort of really toxic energy. Really look after yourself and everyone you know in 2023. When I say everyone, you don't like exhaust yourself doing that. You know, just stay in touch and vet any information that you get about other people from other people. And having said that, now Leo, I'm going to go do your extended and see what the biggest blind spot cycle surprise is for you in 2023. Thank you so much, Pussycat Nation. Until next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.